Welcome back to the F1 Ultimate Career Mode. My name is Lawrence. We are following the career of Christian Waters. Now, I've decided to sort of turn up the sort of frequency of the videos. I think just doing one race a week, we're not going to get anywhere in the series. We're not going to progress quickly enough. It's basically just 2 seasons a year, effectively, if we continue doing the way that we're doing it. So I'm going to change it to 3 videos a week starting next week. So this week we're going to be doing 2 videos, and then from next week we're going to turn it up to 3 videos a week. So I'm going to upload Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and that will sort of hopefully chew through the series a little bit quicker. And I think that will allow us to actually, get through the series. So today's race, we are in the cold depths of Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix. It's not really a circuit that I do too well at, as you'll see shortly. Especially the hairpin. I think those sort of hard braking zones with hairpins is not really something that goes well with my natural driving style, but I do try my best. But as per usual, we have set the difficulty to legend for the practice and qualifying, and we'll switch it back to the I forget the name of the difficulty below that, but that's what we'll do. Again, it seems to give us the best mix of challenge and entertainment. This is the setup that I've got for the race and for qualifying. So if you need a setup, just copy it from that, or go to racing.gg. That's where I get it all from. We have an R&D task to start, so just going out there to get the R&D upgrades that we need. The team have asked us to get, and then I noticed as soon as we start that my racing wheel is not connected. So go F1 2012 and go Moser. Obviously a newer wheel than the game, so there is some weird quirks there. One of the reasons I'm kind of looking forward to getting to the newer games, to be honest. But here we are, starting our first lap at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit. As you can see, we finished the R&D task in 1 lap, so that's pretty easy. We fast forward towards the end of practice. At this stage, I've put options on, and I'm trying to push and see if I can get a little bit closer to the times at the top of the table, but I'm just nowhere. This is one of those tracks where I haven't been able, at least in these cars, I'm not able to hook it up as well. I've noticed going between a few different racing sims at the moment, and then this game, like the cars in this old game just handle so strangely. Like the grip is so weird, and so I am finding it difficult still to get the most out of it. And there are some tracks where I can just hook it up, but Canada is one of those tracks that as you can see, that I'm just not getting the most out of. And I'm leaving a lot of time on the table, and I'm not really sure how to get the most out of it. I'm trying to accelerate as hard into the corner as I can, as I know the torque is not as bad in these older games as they are once the turbos are introduced in 2014, but yeah, it's not really the fastest. So we're starting qualifying with a 10-place grid penalty for causing a collision during practice. It was a bit of a stitch-up. It's just one of those stupid collisions with the AI where it's sort of just in the middle of the track in the way, and I didn't slow down enough for them. But it is wet going into Q1, and that gives us a good chance because I tend to be going well when the track is wet. We tend to be able to get better results out of the car. Just sort of evens the playing field a little bit more. So we go out for our first lap here in Canada, and like not knowing really where the grip is, because we haven't had any wet practice at all, and I've got still a dry setup on. So I'm doing the best I can to try and figure out where the grip is. Coming out of the hairpin at the end of lap 2 in qualifying, it's looking okay, but it's a bit deceiving because Carthaginian's in a HRT and I'm slower than Carthaginian, so that doesn't bode well for the session. If those are the kind of times that I'm able to pull out of the bag, even in sort of mixed conditions. As you can see, I'm about 3 seconds behind Maldonado, but it seems to be on the pace in terms of where the car is. Ricardo's only 2/10 in front of me, so I guess it is just a limitation also of the car. We're not going to obviously have a front running Toro Rosso, at least not in this season. So I go out again, and I was just checking to see the weather because I knew the weather was going to change. I noticed Carthagena was on was on an option tyre, but everyone else was still on inters. So I decided to go out again on inters, thinking that would be the best move. But I hadn't taken into account the fact that I made that decision after I fast forwarded. So as you'll see in a second, it was definitely the wrong call.
Okay, go. We need to be 17th or higher to get into the next session. We need a quick lap.
I realised straight away that the track is just not good for inters, so I come straight back in. There is a little bit of time in the session, and right now we're last in the field, so I need to get out on dries, otherwise I have zero chance of getting through to Q2. But we've got a little bit of time, so let's see if we can get these tyres changed and get back out on track.
We're well off the pace. You need to pick it up or we'll be out. Clear. We've been pushed into the drop zone. The time running out. We need you to go out on track again.
As you can see, we're cutting it very close, starting our last lap in Q1. We may even get one more bite at the cherry. Let's see what we can do going into our final lap. So we're on dries now, so we've got a good chance now to do something. So we qualify 6th in our first lap on dries, and now we're going to get another shot going around one more time. As you can see, everyone's going faster, and I'm running out of fuel right at the end of the lap once again. My fuel management needs a lot of work because I'm just never pulling. I'm never getting the most out of the car, but luckily we're able to qualify 13th, which brings us into Q2. It's probably one of the best sessions we've had so far this year, but again, it's just luck. It's not pure pace. So let's see what we can do in Q2. A 1 minute 17.657 is our marker, our benchmark time in Q2, but it's not fast enough. We are still down on pace, so with everyone on the same tyre, with the conditions quote unquote normal, there's not really a lot we can do. And unless we qualify in the top 10, we are starting right at the back of the grid with that 10 place grid penalty. And so on this lap, I'm pushing as hard as I can to try and get out of Q2. But although I'm finding a 10th here and a 10th there, I'm still 1.4 seconds down on the times I need to beat. So it's just not happening. And there is no hope for us getting through to Q2 at this point.
Dropping off dramatically in the last 2 sectors.
So yeah, we qualify 15th, but it's not good for us because we are going to start right at the back of the grid with a 10 place grid penalty. So we have it all to do in the race. So let's see what we can do. Looking at our strategy for the race, I decided to start on options. I think starting on primes at the start of the race is just completely cooked, given that we have a free set there. And starting at the back of the grid, we're going to need all the grip we can get at the start of the race, and try to match the strategies of the cars we want to beat. So I've given myself a target so that the team is expecting us to finish 14th. I don't know how realistic that is given our position, but 15th. I just want to beat Daniel effectively. So long as I finish in front of him, I will see that as a good race. But here we are lined up on the grid at the very back of the grid. I don't think we've been this low all season, so we're going to give it our best shot, as it is 5 red lights and away we go. It is a pretty shit start, and we get a little bit bogged down, but I know, again, AI are very, very cautious into T1, so I try to make up as many places as I can, sweeping around the outside, and then diving to the inside again. Moves us all the way up to P19, as I see a gap here, and dive in on the inside of cover line and making sure that I'm not crashing into the back of pick. But again, all the cars just sort of bunch up here, so I try to find the gap, and I'm able to find just a very small gap against the wall there around the outside, and I am now behind Daniel, all the way up to the end of sector 1. So I think we're, in terms of the pace of the car, this is where we're at. So now I've got to beat Daniel. So team want me to be 13th. Daniel is 14th. So that gives us our target very clearly. So I see the opportunity here, and I dive down the inside. I don't mean to go around the inside of Hulkenberg, but the opportunity is there, and I take it. We make 2 moves in one corner, and Hulkenberg is compromised as Daniel gets past him as well. But now I've got Daniel, right on my tail, and he dives down the inside, around the outside, before the final chicane here against the Wall of Champions. It's not a corner I've been taking particularly well with these cars, but I'm going to try and stay in his slipstream and see if I can follow him. But yeah, that was a very eventful lap 1, and once again, very competitive in the race. I think lowering the difficulty for the race does give us some more interesting results, I guess. I am keeping up with Daniel, as you can see at the beginning of lap 2 here, and I see an opportunity here going into the hairpin to get him. So I go around his outside and I try to make it work, squeezing him to the inside and then taking the optimal line, and we make it stick. So now we're in front of our teammate, and we are right where our team wants us to be. We catch right up to button in those series of corners, which we tend to do very well in these cars, and I nearly make a place on Perez as we come into sector 2. We definitely shouldn't be in front of a McLaren, but here we are. Now I have to go defensive as we head into towards the sector 3. He is faster down the straight line. The Toro Rosso is incredibly draggy, and the Renault engine is not particularly quick, so we are vulnerable, especially going down this back straight here. I do leave room for him as he has a look down my inside, but I can see Perez and Vettel right in front of me, and fast forwarding a little bit down the line, Button goes for it around my outside, and there's nothing I can really do. I try to stay with him, but the McLaren's just, the pace of the McLaren is faster than us. We're not really in the fight with the McLarens. I'm just hoping that I can follow him, but it's kind of tough to stay with him because at least down the straights they are a hell of a lot faster than we are.
Okay, you have to pass him. You have to pass him.
Coming out of the final chicane at the end of lap 5, though, I do see another opportunity. We are gaining a button. We have a good exit, and I decide to just send it. There was an opportunity there, so I decided to go around the outside, go deep into the corner, and then try and reclaim the apex, which I don't quite do, but we have a decent run out of the corner. and I regained the place. So I was able to stay with him for a lap, which is good. I just know that if I didn't make that pass, there was just no way I was going to stay with him for another lap. He definitely has more pace on me, and I don't think I can catch Vettel. I think 11th, honestly, in terms of pace is where we are. But coming down now to lap 8, we are approaching our pit window, and we are catching Vettel. We're actually leaving Button behind, but I think Vettel is stuck behind Perez here. The Red Bull is definitely faster than the Sauber, and I think we are on par or there or thereabouts with the Saubers. So yeah, at least in race trim. So we're able to catch Vettel and Perez, and you can see here all 4 of us going through, and I sniff an opportunity here going towards the hairpin. So I decided to go around the outside, trying to follow Perez around. And this is a great shot, as you can see all 4 of us going around the hairpin there. And there's Vettel, but you can see superior pace coming out of the corner. Obviously much better aero than us. We're clearly we've got the same engine, we're clearly very draggy, but Vettel and I are going into the pits at the same time. It was touch and go there. I nearly went straight into his rear, but luckily, yeah, no contact was made. And we're coming in for our stops for the hard tyre, or the medium tyre, I should say. It was an okay stop, but we were able to jump Vettel in the pit, so Red Bull must have had an absolute stinker of a stop, and we're able to capitalise and skip him in the pits. But there's very little chance of us being able to hold this position for very long, I don't think.
Be aware, we think the car behind is trying to save fuel.
As you can see, Vettel is right on my tail now, and although I'm catching Perez, I feel like I'm faster than the Saubers. I'm definitely not faster than the Red Bulls, and Vettel goes down the inside. I try to hang around the outside. I'm able to keep the place only just, but I know Vettel has DRS, and he's also got superior pace down the straight as well. I feel like the Toro Rosso must be an incredibly draggy car compared to the Red Bull, but they've also got DRS, which also doesn't help us. So I try to stay as close as I can, and now I've got Button right up my chuff, coming out of the final corner, over the line to start at lap 11. And we were in a much better position than what the team expected, and I'm really hungry for points. I think that points could be on the table if we can just catch the Sauber in front of us. I think we're definitely faster than them, but staying in front of Button is going to be a challenge. We're faster in some areas, but we're not faster down the straights, and Canada has a lot of straight lines as we go around the hairpin down the back straight now, and going full defense mode against Button is half a second behind us, and he's just coming, and there's nothing I can do. He goes down our inside. I just hold station, hoping for a better run. Try to go wide and get a better exit. I've got the slipstream, and I don't have DRS. I've just got slipstream, so I use all my curves, and I dive down the inside again, going deep into the first series of corners here, blocking him off again. But we're wasting time. Vettel and Perez are getting away from us. Fast forwarding to lap 16, we're luckily in top 10 now, but we've been fighting to keep Button behind us lap after lap. The tyres are getting a bit sad at this point, and I don't know, I'm not very confident about being able to keep P10 as Button gears up for another go down the back straight. I decided to push him to the outside this time, but he's got such superior speed. There is just I've got no chance of keeping him behind us. And once again, I try to tuck in and just follow him through the series of corners, but he has such a great exit out of the final corner there. There's just no way I'm catching him. I can't do, again, what I did the lap before, and I try my best to be on pace, but yeah, Button is definitely pulling away from us now. as we come onto the final lap. We fought until the very end, but a P11 is 2 places better than the team expected. We're in front of Daniel. It's not points, but it's as good as we're going to get. And I'm super happy with that performance. I think that is right on the pace of the car, and we are maximising everything that we can. I think showing the team that we're worthy of a promotion is all we can do. Whether they do that next season or not is really to be seen at this point. We're still nowhere near the halfway point, so just trying to capitalize whenever we can on changeable conditions and whatnot. But yeah, 11th place in the Drivers' Championship at the moment as well, which is good. So 27 points, which is much better. We're doing much better than Daniel. I think we're showing what the car is capable of doing, although the car isn't particularly quick either, so there is that. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm pretty happy with the result, and we're going in a couple of days' time to Valencia, which is a circuit that I'm pretty good at. It suits my driving style pretty well. It's very sort of square and a lot of double apexes and that sort of thing. Weird off-camber corners, I'm pretty decent at those, and the AI in these older games are not particularly good. But yeah, moving up to rank 4 here, so doing our absolute best. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode. I will see you guys in a few days for race 8 in Valencia.